Well, a good Monday to you. Welcome to the Fox 26 weather update, our morning edition here. I'm Fox 26 meteorologist John Dawson. Good to see you. I hope you're ready to take on this week. And we're starting things off sort of mild a little bit, and certainly with some cloudy skies. And overall, the positive report here on our weather outlook is that things are quiet. That's always good this time of the year with all the springtime storms that could be happening, and we're certainly going to see some of that across other portions of the nation. It is quiet here in Southeast Texas. It is going to be a bit on the warm side, but sometimes I'd rather just go ahead and settle for these warm afternoons and not have to be dealing with tornadoes and hail and damaging winds for sure. Let's take a look at our current conditions in the downtown Houston area. We've got the winds out of the south-southeast at around 13 miles an hour, so breezy conditions will be with us today. We're still in the 70s. It's upper 70s, and we're going to get some breaks in these clouds enough to where we're going to be in the 80s before it's all over with. And those dew points continuing to rise as well. So feeling more humid. I think tomorrow we might even be able to start talking about maybe muggy in the forecast. I'm holding off on that though for right now. Yesterday, high temperatures. Remember, about 80 degrees is where we would expect our seasonal forecasted numbers to be. So average, in other words, about 80 degrees. So we're a few degrees above that, 3 or 4 for most of us. Pearland hit it right on the nose though at 80. 82 yesterday, high temperature. Yesterday will be another degree or so warmer for today, and a mild in the overnight hours. If you've been kind of remembering what these last several mornings have been like, they've been cooler and drier, and then this morning we get the humidity levels back up again, and the temperatures just did not drop down. As a matter of fact, stayed at 70 degrees at Intercontinental, that official recording site for the city of Houston. So only making it down to 70, and then the rest of us kind of hung up, kind of stuck in the upper 60s. Here are these winds across our area as far as how breezy it is. We talked about the gusts could be even more than, of course, more than the sustained winds. So while we're around 15 or maybe a little bit higher on those sustained winds, we do have gusts of up to 20 over in Anahuac, even looking at 24 on the gusts right now. Bay City also getting a gust of around 22. So just sort of keep that in mind overall as we're kind of taking a look at things. Mostly cloudy across the state of Texas. Temperatures in the 70s, 75 right now in Huntsville, 77 over in Tomball. The Fox Red Storm Seeker radar is quiet, not really looking for rain today. Maybe a squeak of a little shower this evening or into tomorrow, but for the most part, I'll show you here what we're looking at as far as the rain is concerned. This is the severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center for today and tonight, and you'll notice that this oranger shading here, that's the 3 out of 5 risk for severe storms. Certainly going to be focused on that for today. So we're well out of any sort of severe storms, and as I mentioned, really not looking for rain today. As this storm system continues to track though, and I now have a Futurecast product that we're looking at. So this is kind of showing that stormier weather. You can see that upper level low really churning away, and even later in the day we'll end up putting some more storms. All of our Fox 26 viewing area is not included in that severe weather outlook. The green, the very light green shading that you see all the way down here in Southeast Texas, that's just an average shower or thunderstorm, not severe. So the severe possibilities start to our north, and then they increase as we get up a little bit higher into the Ohio Valley region. Again, stormy for sure, maybe even some of those severe storms. And then we track that even one more day, and that's going to be over here on Wednesday, weakening somewhat. So maybe not as strong as storms, not as favorable to see, but you kind of get the idea of that storm system. While it's certainly something we would expect to see this time of the year, we're, at least here in Houston, glad to see it staying well to the north and skirting across from the west to the east, not impacting us here in Houston. Warm days coming at us though, so the overall trends are continuing. What we saw over the weekend, where we're warming up a degree or two each day. We're piling in a little bit more humidity each day, and eventually we're going to kind of peak that out on Wednesday and Thursday as far as the temperatures go and the humidity goes. And then we'll also be talking about a few higher rain chances. overall, our pollen levels are improving, so that is good to hear. We kind of got a lot of that oak pollen, the tree pollen, and even some of that weed pollen going early this season because of the warm winter that we had. The grass is still at the heavy levels, but otherwise, overall, fairly improvements, meaning less. We've been heavy over the weekend, both tree and weed, so that's good to see. Okay, before we get to the 7-day forecast, I'm going to jump ahead, kind of show you where we're headed on more of the extended forecast. So we're going to kind of be fairly neutral, maybe just a little bit on the cooler than average side of things as far as what we're looking for here in southeast Texas. So we should get back to at least those seasonal numbers. And then as far as the rain goes, it might be just a little bit more than what we've seen. So while we've been dry and most of this week will be dry, when we get to that next 6 to 10 day outlook, we do expect a little bit more rain working its way in, maybe a little bit more than the average. So plenty of clouds out there today, breezy in the afternoon. Overall, not that bad of a night or tomorrow morning. We have, again, just a light possibility of a little bit of a shower, and you kind of see that boundary that stayed to our north on Tuesday and not really going to dip down, but enough that will keep a slight chance of some rain. I've got a 20% chance in there just to kind of be ready for a little bit of a shower if it works its way that way. We'll look for more rain possibilities as we wrap up the week, but most likely we'll wait till we get into the weekend. We'll have another front, this one coming a little bit further to the south and impacting us more. We'll have to sort of wait till we get closer to see how stormy of this system as we're expecting. But for now, plan for the weekend, especially the end of the weekend, to include some showers and some storms across the area. All right, that's going to do it for our Fox 26 morning update. As usual, in about 20 minutes, about 23 minutes from now, we'll see you back here, Fox 26 News at noon.